What's going to make your trench drain look like this instead of these? I'm Jimmy Hunt, and I'm here at the Wattsworks Learning Center, and I'm going to walk you through the 6 ways HygienicPro will save you time, water, and money, all in plain English. Okay, so stuff goes down the drain. And if too much big stuff goes down the drain and you don't have anything to stop it, then you could be facing major surcharges back from the city. So, what do? Think of your drain like your kitchen sink. You have a little basket inside of the sink, and as you peel potatoes, that basket gets filled up really quickly. You fill up your basket, you fill up your sink. If you fill up your sink, water goes on the floor. So imagine that on a large scale, like you're processing thousands of potatoes in a big processing plant. Now imagine alternatively, if there is no basket at all of that waste will get processed through the city, and if there's too much of it, you can get major surcharges back. Now, BLÜCHER has a 3-tiered solution. We have a low, a medium, and a high filter basket. Now, the greatest benefit to these baskets is these holes can be customized to any size that suits your needs. And this basket can be filled almost halfway to the top and still have enough adequate water flow, and you're not having to shut down the process as often by cleaning your drain, which will save you time, and time is money. This is a nice stainless steel grate. But is it the right grate? Look at all the corners. Look at all the sharp edges. Look at all the places to harbor bacteria. Now this grate is the HygienicPro grate. You can see right off, there are no corners. There are no edges. There are no places for things to get stuck. So, even though you may have selected stainless steel for your drainage system, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the right solution for your system. Imagine this. You've chosen a really nice stainless steel trench drain grate. Now you can see in this, it's incredibly thin. And imagine driving a forklift over this and just how quickly this may bend. And if it's in your trench drain itself and this bends in, there's nothing to support your trench drain body. And so with that additional traffic, that trench drain body might start to collapse in on itself. And if it does, now you may have separated from the floor. If you've separated from the floor, then you'll have additional water pooling and maybe seeping underneath your trench drain, which will cause a lot of problems and potentially require a replacement. Now this is a grate, but this is great. If you have a square drain with corners, that's where you might get stress cracks. Those stress cracks come from thermal expansion of the floor and the drain. They expand and contract at different rates. So that sharp edge will create that stress crack more often. Stress cracks is where you have pooling water, and pooling water is where you might get bacteria. If you eliminate those corners and have more of a rounded system, you'll have less chance for that stress crack to occur, eliminate bacteria. Further inside the drain, a lot of drains will have 90-degree angles, and that's also bad. Imagine cooking on your stovetop with a cast iron skillet. You're cooking, you have your meal, you leave the dish on the countertop, and you wait an hour or two, and then you go back and try to clean that pan. The worst part is in the corner, right? Those edges, that angle, that's the hardest part to clean. So you scrub away, and then after a while, you'll have to take a high-pressure hose to get rid of all the other particles. Now imagine again that's back in your factory floor and that stuff has grown bacteria. Now what you've done is you've created an aerosol of bacteria all throughout your factory. So it's really not hip to be square. If you've ever seen a drain that looks like this, it's because the drain has separated from the floor. How does this happen? On a factory floor or on a brewery, the floor gets really hot. And then sometimes in the winter, it might get really cold. And when that happens, the floor expands and contracts. The same is happening in the drain, but they're happening at different rates. And when that happens, the two kind of become independent of each other. And that separation creates water pooling. That water pooling can now seep underneath your drain. And if it seeps under your drain, it starts to erode your ground. And that's where standing water can occur and bacteria can grow. So what we've done is created additional anchors to bond the floor to the concrete, which will eliminate a lot of that separation we've seen. Think of them like the roots of a tree. When you pour your concrete around this drain, those tree roots have now bonded the floor to the concrete, which will eliminate a lot of that separation we've seen. The HygienicPro wants to be a part of the ground, not just a hole in it. This protective strip, not only does it protect the stainless steel, but it also creates a gap between the drain and the concrete. Now, what is that gap used for? If you're in a situation where you have a resonant floor, or a top coat, if you will, that goes on top of the concrete, that resin needs to be poured. And as that resin pours, now we've created that gap or moat around the trench drain, and that resin now fills in that void that we created with the HygienicPro protective cover. And now that floor will now bond with the stainless steel. We've already bonded with the concrete with the anchors, and now we have a complete system inside and a part of the floor. So by creating the gap for the flooring contractor, now we've saved him time and saved you money. This is the most exciting part of the HygienicPro, the actual design itself. And we built a demonstration to show you exactly how that works. Let's go check it out. We're going to simulate having food particles or hops or whatever might fall into the drain. We're going to use these. We're going to call these food pellets, because we're going to drop them inside each trench drain. And what you're going to see as we drop them in the trench drain, that they're going to fall where gravity takes them. In the standard channel, they're falling on the sides. In the corners, some of them are going into the center. On the HygienicPro, based on its channel design, these particles have nowhere to go but the center. Okay, now it's time to clean. What you're seeing now is in the HygienicPro, even a little amount of water is going to carry all of the solids with it. Because of the unique channel design, water is flowing above and below all of these particles, so this drain is going to empty very quickly. Now, what you're seeing on the standard channel is that many of the particles are moving forward, but the things that are stuck in the sides and the corners, they're just staying there. Look at that guy. He's not going anywhere. Lazy food particles. We're going to need to turn on even more water, which takes more time, which costs more money to get these particles out. As you saw, it took a tremendous amount of water to clean out the standard channel, and therefore more time to clean. With HygienicPro, we help you avoid bacteria. We save you time, we save you water, we save you money.